Hi guys. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a powerful transformation going on for all of us right now, because we have something super rare that's happening. We have the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars all together crossing Pluto, going through a transformation. We're all really going to be able to go through a purification and get more so to the core truth of who we truly are and be really empowered to make decisions, moving on from there to create our best lives. So, hi, if you don't know me, my name is Jenna. I talk about astrology and energy updates here so you can be the most powerful version of you and co-create your best life with the universe. And I do use the real sky here to look at the energies that are happening right here, right now. It's one of the laws of the universe, as above, so below. We have to look at where the energies are right now so we can create using these energies and see where we can build, where we can direct our energy. Tropical astrology is good with predictions and seeing, kind of what's going on in your life in the physical, but this is where you want to be directing your energy. Like, I was also just so reminded of that, like with this intense transit that's going on right now, because it can be intense and you can direct your attention like in the Aquarius part of your life, and get sucked into that intensity. Or you can really see where your soul is calling you, where your higher self, and where, you can really channel this powerful energy to kind of build the new, for new earth, for new businesses, new structures, new everything. Because this is happening in Capricorn, where the old systems are going through a demolition. They're going to be going through a death and a rebirth themselves, because we're seeing all the corruption come out in the world, that has been there for a very long time. And now it's time to build systems and structures and governments and schools and hospitals and everything in a way that is to serve the people and not necessarily for money and profit. And we can really align, our money and our finances and what we truly value, all more so in alignment with businesses that do that. I think businesses that aren't aligned with the better way to do things, moving into the future, are going to have a harder and harder time, especially this year and just as time goes on, because nobody wants that. People are going to be able to tell what businesses are really built from integrity, what services are built from integrity, and which ones aren't. The healthcare, a lot of people are waking up to the healthcare system with how it is kind of like a sick care system right now. And we're turning to alternative ways to take care of ourselves and ways to heal ourselves that actually doesn't, need a lot. You actually don't need all these tools and all this technology and all the pills or whatever to really heal, where we have been truly out of alignment. And that's mostly where we get sick, is where we weren't actually in alignment. Corn is the force that builds and gives shape to the world. It gives shapes to our dreams, and it gives us purpose, and it lets us focus on a legacy that we want to leave behind. Energy isn't accumulated without purpose. The best way to accumulate energy is to have a purpose that is strongly for the collective. And this is where we can learn our inner power to materialize our dreams, and turn these impulses towards work, towards commitment, towards building that long-term vision. So we can have more structures and systems and work that is actually sustainable, that is fully in alignment with us and, creating the new earth. So this is where you can affirm, I use my energy to build my dreams into the new world. And if it is in alignment with the collective in making this world a better place, it can definitely happen a lot faster. And by the way, it is super rare for all of these planets at the same time to going through a death and a rebirth and a transformation. And with Scorpio energy, which is Pluto, with Pluto energy, it alchemizes us internally. There's a lot of solar flares coming in right now. We're purging a lot of emotions. We're, just feeling stuff come up that we didn't even know was really trapped within us. And yeah, with Pluto energy, it really just takes all of these emotions down here: boredom, disappointment, doubt, worry, blame, guilt, fear, anger, revenge, all of that. And we can alchemize it into all of these things. So wherever you're feeling like some of these, frustration or impatience, this is where you can take the power back into your own hands. Wherever you're worried, you're looking too far in the future, you need to focus now in the present moment. You need to be optimistic so you can really be able to see where you can create abundance. If you're stuck down here, you're not going to be able to create abundance because you literally won't be able to see it. If you're angry, it's time to alchemize that into more of your own power. If you're jealous, you really want that. So it's, again, time to empower yourself and go after that desire, create a desire with what you want to create. And if you're bored and pessimistic, you also need to create something because you've been spending too much of your time consuming, watching TV, scrolling on the phone, looking at other people's lives, whatever. And this is where you need to claim your energy and use it for yourself. Very evolutionary. This is really no bullshit. You get to your truth, and it's like time for no more BS with wherever you're misaligned in your life. And you're going to be able to be more real with yourself, more raw. There's going to be a way that you drop the way you've been performing, the way you've been putting on the mask, the way you've been following truths that aren't actually truths of real reality, probably matrix reality truths. You're going to be able to just maybe see where you've had those fears and doubts so you can get to the real truth of how this real reality works with the laws of the universe. Just going deeper into our being with where we've been limiting ourselves so we can excavate that, so we can go higher into a higher version of us and get in tune with the real version of us that is always from love. So this is really powerful. This can really charge us up to make massive change. At the end of the day, with whatever we're facing, it is to bring us back to our desires, and more so, into those soul desires, into the higher heart. Your higher heart will be activated if you are alchemizing, if you are kind of turning everything back into love, if you are using gratitude to kind of alchemize everything, if you're using Ho'oponopono to claim responsibility that you have been the creator of your life. And, wherever you have been unaware and creating situations or timelines that aren't serving you anymore, you Ho'oponopono it. Ho'oponopono, it is, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And it literally is so powerful because as soon as you do that, you start cleaning out your internal system and you set yourself free wherever you were unaware. And this could be from past lifetimes. We're clearing out past lifetimes right now. It's very deep. There hasn't been this much light in a very long time. So we're really cleansing our internal world so we can turbocharge into a life that is more so soul driven. We're going to be able to align our masculine and our feminine with Venus and Mars, so we can have them more so in balance and then, upgraded. So they can just be so in sync so much more. So we can create a life that is fulfilling in all areas. So we're alchemizing everything so we can move more so from our higher heart. So all of that dense stuff can really just be rocket fuel to carry us beyond our limits to wherever that internal block was that was keeping us, safe and comfortable and bored or whatever. So, it just becomes some fire that obliterates that, makes us truly step up into the lives that we were always, meant to live. This is going to be a very powerful time of getting into that divine alignment and that divine union within us. So let's start out with Venus. And I do think this transit is going to be a big reason why we're all feeling that sacred unions are really coming together in 2026. Because with the Saturn Neptune, we're really clearing out so much past karma. And then with this, we're really just getting so purified and internally aligned. So sacred unions more so coming together in 2026. And this is where two people that are really healed, they have done the work, they have cleared out, their family trauma, they have done the shadow work, they have done all the things. So to get into their own sovereignty, so we don't fall into the past patterns and create the same old relationship templates. We've healed, we've done the work, we can come together, we can create a higher timeline, a higher level of creation and higher relational templates that are supposed to be, coming in. And, it is from the place of everyone doing the work and being in their sovereignty now. So we can live a life from that deeper soul truth, from that higher truth. And we are in alignment with our mission and our purpose and what we truly value about love and about life. So with Venus, it does have to do with our relationships. And this is going to bring us to, any relational dynamics and issues and patterns, it's going to bring it up right to the surface. And we're going to be feeling it intensely. And this is where we need to face, where have we been hanging on to relationships, maybe out of fear? Where have we been clinging on to the other person? Where haven't we been in our own sovereignty? This can bring up secrets. This can bring up obsessive energy. So if you're obsessive, again, that's a trait that you need to just find within you. You need to have your own fulfillment. You need to get into that deep part of yourself to find your own fulfillment so you can have these higher connections that want to come in. So anything that's really been repressed about relationships too could be coming up, so you face it. Like maybe it was that one time, something happened, or in your childhood, something happened that made you shut down in relationships, that gave you an anxious attachment or the avoidance. All of that can be coming up right now. So we face those things so we can align with relationships in a better way. This is also a time to cut all the cords of past relationships and past situations that you don't value anymore, that might be keeping a version of you or your energy in a certain place where you can reclaim that energy, right here, right now. How can we be in relationships that is out of love and not out of anything that we learned from our childhood or from movies or whatever? What is that purest essence of pure love and so you can get into those soul connections that are so meaningful. I've been cutting all the cords massively because I've decided to stop being a battery pack for everyone. So setting those boundaries and recognizing where, maybe you have just been over giving to everyone. And maybe you've been stuck in those relationship pattern where you want to heal people, you want to show them the way. But if they're not ready, and if it hasn't been working, and if it's been years, then it's not everyone's supposed to evolve with you. So this is also a time where you're going to realize who's not evolving with you, who's not coming with you into the higher timelines. And it sucks, it sucks being, so evolutionary sometimes and being on the spiritual journey. But at the end of the day, you can't hold yourself back. You got to go where you really feel you need to go, because if you stop yourself and if you repress yourself, those are emotions that you're just building up more with boredom, sadness, anger, that is going to be coming up either way. So it's really time to listen to that deeper urge of what you really need and want in relationships, and what you deserve in relationships, and what you truly desire at the end of the day. So you evolve into the best relationships. This could have to do with any fears when it comes to making money and, really feeling that like soul urge and that soul push to go make money in the way that you can make it, in the way that is suitable exactly for you, and going full blast with that. I actually like the Lazy Millionaire. I found her the other time, and people might be like, oh, but she's like lazy and whatever. But not everyone needs to hustle to make a bunch of money if they don't want to. It's about recognizing who you are and what you want and making abundance in that way that serves you the best. And that is full alignment. So really recognizing where you've been moving out of lack or fear or doubts or insecurity when it comes to money, so you can be the most empowered. Lack is an illusion. Lack is really made by, it's a construct saying you can only make money in this way. And it's all about removing those constructs so you can make money in the best way that's, serves you. There is literally, I don't know. Did they just print like another billion, a couple billion, like $40 billion or something? They're printing money endlessly. Lack is literally an illusion. It was a construct made by the powers that be. So it would keep us in a lack mindset. But if we start getting into that abundance mindset, into our joy, following our passions, this one creator, Katie Clark, she just went to a school conference, SKOOL, and she's like, oh my God, I didn't know there were so many people that could make so much money off of their passions. There's literally a school for everything. There's a school to learn how to play Fortnite better. There's a school for like all sorts of things. Like if you follow your passion, you can find a way to make money with it. And you're going to find a way to make abundance and money in the way that really serves you, that is super aligned to yourself and your soul and what you're made to do here. We live in a very abundant world. So stop clinging on to the old job. Stop not trusting in the universe. Stop believing that we are in a lack world, because we're really not. And the more you set yourself free and you just focus your attention on where you can possibly make the most amount of abundance that is in alignment with you, then you will be turbocharged towards it, and you can totally create it, after this, with the year of the fire horse, you can really be supercharged to go in the direction that really serves your soul, that is going to lead you towards way more abundance. I also listen to Tyler's tarot. Like if you set your mind to it, you can really achieve it. So really just set your mind to something that's really powerful for you. So you can make a structure that truly fits your soul and, be just in alignment with your heart to create that infinite abundance. Anyway, we've been, limited with money, with what we really value, wherever we've been living more so in fear or from our traumas or doubts. This is where we can transmute it into love, happiness, joy, life, passion, and really feel so like just fired up with all of that. And also, where have we not been allowing ourselves to live fully in alignment? Because Venus is what allows us to live in alignment, to go after what we love, what's pleasurable to us. And that's when we live in alignment, we can get connected to source a lot easier. So that's where we get the downloads, the inspiration, the ideas, the path, the insights, the direction, the visions. So we can create that life that truly does serve us. And with this, like, it is all about getting rid of what has been superficial or surface, because it's soul depth and what the soul really truly wants to create. And we have to own our power. We're going to really feel our power with this. And it's really time to own it. Don't give it away. Don't play victim. Own your power and create a life that is fully in alignment. So we can live a life that is more so from that place of our own individual power versus force. If you haven't read that book, Power versus Force by Dr. David R. Hawkins, that's a good one. And that is all about getting into that I am and being more so you can flow with your power instead of forcing, hustle, grind, scarcity, and all of that. So then we have Mercury going through a transformation, a death and a rebirth. Mercury rules the mind and our communication. And there can be strong, powerful messages coming your way that gives you that clarity. Maybe you are going through a complete transformation when it comes to your mindset. Maybe you are getting clarity about something, about what is working for you, what's not working for you. Seeing where you've been stuck in the mental loops so you can really break out of that, any negative thinking, so you can, raise up into positive thinking. All manifestation starts with thinking first. You got to charge affirmations, use powerful affirmations that do make you feel something. So it like trickles down, exciting affirmations that make you feel something. So you feel something. So you take action on what you're feeling. So you move towards what you're really supposed to move towards. You could have a complete perspective shift about something. But this is getting you to more of your core truth and more of your power. There can be powerful conversations that you have right now where you just get to the truth of things also. I've been doing this also because it's like playing nice and playing surface. I mean, yes, you say things with love, but avoiding that deeper soul truth does not, but avoiding that deeper conversation that needs to be had, that might like penetrate and it might get someone more so to recognize where they have been out of alignment with their own soul. You got to call out the BS at the end of the day. So you're not stuck in anybody else's like, oh no, it's all been fine, even though it's been a complete dumpster fire. This is the time to like really have those conversations and speak your truth from that place of full embodiment. And then the sun next going over Pluto. So this is embodiment. This is going to bring our light, our consciousness, our awareness. So we can have this internal shift, this powerful internal shift. And this is really going to clear out any of our own shadows and make us become aware of what we really need to change. This might be ego death for some people. We're going to be integrating more of our own shadows. This is where we're going to feel like more of our own power and where we have been limiting ourselves, and we can face our shadows. We can integrate them a lot easier. We can face all of our fears and doubts and that part of our consciousness where we have been limiting ourselves. So we can also integrate that into more of our core, powerful truth of who we truly are. This is awakening. This is awakening us more so into that core, powerful truth. And shedding in everything that wasn't really actually real. It was either a program or it was, a trauma. This is getting us a lot of inner clarity so we can have more empowerment, so we can transform. With the sun, we're getting full clarity, and we're getting clarity with our heart. We're going to be illuminated from within with more of our divine light and our divine essence, that universal fire and that knowing and that remembrance. We're anchoring more of our codes into this reality for this whole new era, because we are moving into a whole new cycle, a whole new earth, a whole new frequency. And it's a mass kind of awakening. And with that mass awakening, we're going to find the people and the situations and the ways of creating that are truly, meant for us, that are full in alignment with our own inner fire. This is a moment where we can really focus on that unconditional love and have less limiting beliefs, believe that, get really turbocharged with this and kind of believe that you can do anything. And that every now and then, and especially with this transit, it is important to focus on yourself. It is not selfish to focus on the self, because you have to fill your own cup first, and you have to really be in alignment with who you are and where you're going to serve other people in the best way. And if you're not doing that, then you're just perpetually continue. And if you're not doing that, you're just continuing these cycles of relationships that isn't more so from that place of pure love, freedom, and sovereignty. So shine your light, see where you haven't been living in your light. This can be an initiation. Maybe you get called to take a step, go towards your fear, go, create something, but that is in alignment with your new identity now, so you can anchor more of your blueprint, more of your frequency here, right now for this new era. This is where we're getting into that embodied truth, that bigger truth of our bigger identity of who we truly are. We're going to be able to feel our vital life force energy just kind of running through us. And this is where we get the opportunity to channel it towards more light, more love, more happiness, more play, more towards our inner child and, believing like our inner child with what we really came here to create. And pump up our confidence, recognize more of our gifts, more of our talents, more of that belief in ourselves. And by doing that, you're going to be able to transmute anything that's not really meant for you, moving forward. And I notice with relationships right now too, it is like actually when you get into that place, when you are fully just in your truth and radiating your light and, just in your self-love, then you can shift the dynamics from there. I've never liked, the leave them completely, like leave the relationships completely behind, like leave that, never talk to them again, part of the ascension or whatever. Because unfortunately, I do have kind of a lot of difficult relationships like in my family and stuff. So, but what you do is that you speak more so from love and you set those boundaries from love and you see how, relationships can actually evolve into better ways of being in relationships from there. And when you do that, you recognize your own power to just stay in love and stay in your own inner light and staying in your own inner truth. Okay. So Mars, then Mars, I mean, so when you do all of that work, then we get Mars. So Mars is, it's important to have all of that awareness first with Mercury and the Sun and Venus. So you can face when Mars comes through, because with Mars and Pluto coming through, this is where you really get that insane amount of power. It is time to go. It is time to make the change. It is time to go big or go home. And it is like detonation time. And what with that newfound awareness, with everything that you've kind of come to, or everything that you've really become aware of, this is where Mars, like, it's, it will cut, it'll sever, you will take action, you will take charge. And it is time to channel this powerful energy towards your evolution and towards where you're going and towards the changes that you need to make that are going to be the most powerful for you, and not towards suppressing anything, because that's when you implode. There is no suppressing yourself anymore. It is time to take action from that new awareness so you can be that most powerful version of you. And do not try to not do it, because, Pluto is the higher octave of Mars. Mars is action, drive, time to go, cut, sever. Pluto is the higher octave of that. So you're just going to be feeling that urge. So it's like, the direction that you need to be going in, and Mars comes in, it's like, it's time to go. So this is really just starting off a whole new powerful chapter. So just know, what are you done with from the past era? And it really helps to start throwing stuff away, start getting rid of the old clothes or the old stuff around the house, whatever is kind of energetically kind of keeping you stuck in a past version of yourself. What relationships are keeping you in a past version of yourself? What have you just outgrown You are getting in tune with this powerful new identity, with where you're moving, where you're going into next. And it's going to be in alignment with your legacy and what you're building that is a part of New Earth. And yeah, any relationships that are keeping you in shame and guilt, shed them, get rid of it. Any old attachments, whether it's people, places, situations, cut the cords energetically. Maybe it's just energetically, but also like, yeah, physically know what you're really done with. This is the time to just purify anything that isn't coming from the core of who you truly are and from the core of what you truly know. Your mission, when it comes to your mission and your purpose and going towards a life that is full of just love and happiness and abundance, it's time to listen to that. It is going to be unavoidable when it comes to listening to that voice. And when you come to that kind of clarity, you're going to be able to make those big changes, whether it is towards where you want to live, moving towards relationships that are more fulfilling, a job that's more fulfilling. You're getting that clarity and you are becoming aware of what you have fully outgrown. So get that clarity. And then the fire horse, we're really in the year of the fire horse. We're just like shooting off into the new. Okay, so let's go through all the signs. Hi, Aries. Okay, so this is happening in your 10th house, but these planets rule a lot of areas of life. So you could be making big changes, but also the 10th house is like a major house that has to do with your career, your legacy, your goals, your long-term visions, like what you're going to be known for in life. So you're really getting powerfully aware of what you can create with your long-term vision. Mars rules you. You're going to be going through a transformation. Venus rules your 7th house of relationships. Your relationships are going through a transformation. Let's see, 6th house is ruled by Mercury. Your daily life and your routines going through a transformation. And your 3rd house, which is community and your everyday life, going through a transformation. So yes, it could be a lot of stuff changing. And then Leo, or the sun, rules your 5th house, which is creativity, love, how you love, where are you channeling your creative energy every day. Also going through a transformation. Okay, so this is asking you to really take a leap towards something. The Fool card came out and it's like, you felt this before, like maybe you felt like an urge to like leap towards something new, to really, you have a vision and you're like, when are we going to go towards this vision? When are we really going to start this new chapter? And it could be something that was kind of like going on in the background that you've been just feeling. And it could also have to do with a twin flame or a really special connection, actually, because the twin flame card came out. And yeah, it's like you're getting into alignment with a foundation in a community and people and relationships that are more towards like love, celebration, happiness, excitement, marriage, and yeah, just strong soulmate connections that are super fulfilling. And this could be like, okay, maybe it's time to jump into that relationship again. Relationship is definitely a priority because the prosperity card came out, but this one also reminds me of like a strong relationship that you make prosperity with. It's like reuniting to create the new earth, to create abundance in a new way that is fully aligned with you. And I think you're going to receive a call towards it. You know, the Judgment card came out, so you're going to hear it. You're going to know when it's actually time. And it's like it looks like you're going through an initiation. You hear the call, might be scary. You might have to take a leap towards it. And it's definitely out of your comfort zone because the Hermit card came out reversed. But it's like you're so in tune with the vision, and now it's just time to implement the vision. Even though it's scary, even though like you might have to trust the universe, but if you're getting that urge, if you're getting that desire, that is definitely like a direction that you need to go in, because the sea serpent came out too. This is like that creative energy that's just swirling inside of you. And this is a mythical, one of the few mythical animals in the deck. And it's time to implement it. It's aligned with your vision. It's creative. It is going to kind of allow you to step more into your own power. You're claiming your own power that you already know that is inside of you. And you're taking that leap to go towards that vision, to create abundance and love in a very powerful way. So I love that for you, Aries. Really trust it. Listen to the call. This is so amazing. You're really going to feel that urge. You're going to feel like that gut instinct or that passion or that desire to really go towards this. But you know it's really meant for you. Okay, Aries, if you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Hi, Taurus. So you're definitely going through a transformation with Venus crossing Pluto. You're going to be yourself, your identity, and just who you are, how you see yourself. Is it really matching up with what's internally on the inside? And how can you bring that more powerful version of yourself externally? Mars ruling your seventh house of relationships, your relationships and how you love is going through a transformation, and it's time to get rid of any relational patterns that hasn't been serving you, that isn't leading you to that higher direction when it comes to the highest love and those divine counterparts. And yeah, finding your people. It's like this is aligning you with finding your people in a certain way. Mercury rules your fifth house and your second house. So what you value, how you make money, and your creativity and following your heart and what you love, how can you go, really go through a transformation and fully be in alignment with that. And the sun, your fourth house, where you live, going through a transformation also. And maybe you want to move. Maybe you're really getting a vision with where you want to live. Going through a cleanse with old relationship patterns when it comes to family and ancestry. So you can be in a whole new era and alchemize your, generational patterns. So you are in alignment with the core of who you are, and you're setting off your generation off on a higher evolution. You're evolving why can't I say this right now? You're evolving your family karma. You're releasing yourself from it and setting your whole family line free. Okay, so Nine of Pentacles coming out. I think there might be an offer to make money in a certain way, to make money in a new way. This could also be like someone coming your way that's giving a solid offer that could be about love, or it could be about just money or something that you truly value. So it's definitely time to really consider that. Powerful co-collaborations are definitely coming your way with the Three of Pentacles. Who are you getting along with? Who are you just meshing with? At the same time, it came out reversed. So like, who are you not really vibing with? Is it time to maybe let that relationship go so you have more room for who's really balanced? You are really in touch in a very powerful way with your vision. And it's all about really grounding that into this physical reality. But the Temperance card is like a lot of luck, a lot of expansion. It's ruled by Jupiter, but it's all about grounding the spiritual into the material and finding a balance with that, and then finding patience with that. So you are massively manifesting something that is like going to lead towards material gains and towards community and relationships that are very solid and very stable. And it's really time to listen to that inner vision. With the King of Swords that came out, the King of Swords, always has like the wide view of things. It's very logical, it's very practical. And what vision can be grounded in a way that is going to serve everybody. So it's really time to listen to yourself in that vision that you're getting. But yeah, this is going to start off a whole new cycle of abundance with the World card that came out, a whole new cycle of love, relationships, success, abundance, living from your heart. Yeah, that is just so in alignment with you. And the golden egg came out. So this is a very rare card. I'm going to read it actually, because it is like one of the few mythical cards that is in this animal deck. But yeah, this is like a seed being planted. You know, you always knew this seed, this vision, this creative project was meant to be planted. And now is the time for it. Now it's time to take action. Now it's time to really, you know, be strategic, make a structure for it. You know what I've been getting into recently is actually like creating a structure for my creativity. You know, I've been like, I haven't been using my creativity for its full advantage. So listening to like content creators, like how they make structures, how they make their pillars. Like, I don't love everything about the pillar model, but there are certain ways that you can look at those things so you can turn some of that creative chaos into more structure and implement more of it out into the world. So that might be something that you're doing. Okay, so the golden egg, message at the center of the heart, the unstuck sound. Within the golden egg lives a precious sound. Deep within the sound resides a message. The sound cannot be heard, nor the message discerned, until we retreat from the noise of modern day life. The magical essence of the golden egg needs warmth, quiet, and time to unfold. No rushing, pushing, or grasping. Find a way of deep and restful ease, perhaps through yoga, nidra, or meditation. If you do not yet have a meditation practice, take some time for introspection or contemplation. When the mind begins to settle and the breath is calm, ask the question that weighs heaviest on your heart. Stay open to any response you hear. Engage with the energy of the golden egg is an advanced practice. It requires becoming intimate with our very essence and comfortable with vulnerability. When a feeling of tenderness or gratitude arises from within you, know that you are well on your way. Your chest may swell, like you are seeing an old friend that has been away for a very long time. Listen to the message they've been waiting to tell you. Wow. So I really, really love that. This is definitely you getting into alignment with that core essence of who you truly are. You're getting in tune with your own frequency that is going to get you more so in alignment with those bigger visions and those bigger creative projects that want to come in and the people that want to come in. And you just got to get quiet and really listen to that and really hold the trust and the faith and the belief so the universe can send you what it wants to send you so you can receive. Realize that like building your dreams out into the world doesn't have to take a lot of effort. You know, it does just take you holding the vision, having trust and belief, and then taking that inspired action. But yeah, the ninth house, you're going to be able to, this new beginning in the ninth house, you're getting turbocharged towards your meaning and purpose in life, towards that bigger vision. You're connecting more so to your higher self, and you're feeling that power, like to just go towards it, to be on your Dharma timeline, because the ninth house is all about being on your Dharma timeline, where you can have ease, success, abundance. You're living out more of your purpose. And, you know, it's just lucky, like it's lucky, it's fun. It's really popping the lid off when it comes to you becoming aware of really knowing what was truly possible for you. And you're going to have a whole different kind of worldview. And if you have that just like turbocharged like energy that is giving you that hope and faith and belief that you can go conquer that out into the world, it's really time to listen to that and know that that is truth. Because yeah, your higher self coming in loud and clear. And, you know, this is going to be able to transform all the limiting beliefs that have been stopping you from going after your bigger mission and your bigger purpose. All right, Taurus, if you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Hi, Gemini. Okay, so this pile up is happening in your 8th house, but there are so many planets kind of going through a transformation. It's definitely going to affect multiple areas of your life. Mercury's crossing Pluto. So you yourself, your identity is going through a transformation. Mars rules your 11th house and your 6th house. So your hopes and dreams and your wishes, are they still in alignment with who you are now? And your 6th house, your daily life, your work, your health. Venus rules your 5th. So how you love your relationships, you could be going through some purging of any heart blocks or anything that has been stopping you from loving fully in your relationships. And then also getting into alignment with your creativity, with where you're channeling your creative energy every day. Because your creative energy, it can go towards like fun, fun things like but as hopefully it's fun things like in alignment with like your soul. And at the end of the day, like going towards creating something out in the world is always the most powerful. And it rules your 12th house. So behind the scenes projects or the ways that you might have limited yourself might be going through an evolution. And then your 3rd house, your everyday life. Okay, so it looks like you're going through an awakening with the Tower card that came out. It might be shocking. It might really be out of nowhere. But it's leading you towards significant relationships with spiritual union. And if not, at least like internally, you're getting more so in alignment with your own masculine and feminine energy. But something tells me with this energy, you might be, just becoming magnetic towards relationships that are really going to bring you a lot of happiness. As the 10 of Cups came out, so you are getting more so focused on those fulfilling long-term relationships and love and soul connections and soul family. That's giving you that ultimate fulfillment. Getting in alignment with what your soul wants for your hopes and your dreams and your visions for the future. That's going to just feel good, versus what practically might look good. It's your soul is speaking to you very loudly right now to get you into alignment with this long-term vision full of life, love, kids, if you want, family, strong soul connections, and just that overall emotional abundance. This is one of the best cards that you can get out of the deck. And there might be a message that comes your way, either an emotional offer from somebody or an offer from somebody to start a creative project or to go towards something new that feels really good, that is like really just in alignment with you. And maybe it's something different. But it looks like, and that's an initiation, if it's scary, but it feels good, that's still the right direction. There's a need to not really hang on to the old so much anymore. Release the old, release the ways that you've been blocking off your heart or hanging on too tightly to material things, hanging on to money, because money actually needs to flow to be able to make more money. Just, the money really comes from this, actually, knowing that you're super abundant internally and getting into alignment with your soul and that endless flow to really make the most abundance happen in your life possible. So yeah, you might be getting awakened, and a Tower moment is when either you just get an epiphany and the way you thought about reality is just no longer like how you see reality anymore, or something could be breaking down, something foundational. And sometimes that could be a job or where you live or something like that. But that's because it wasn't a foundation. It wasn't a soul foundation, so whatever's being shaken up right now, it's more so to get you into alignment with your core truth of who you truly are in that foundation that can never be taken away. So let me read the Scorpion. So the Scorpion is, a card that asks you to go after your passions and your desires. You're definitely going to be feeling that higher heart calling you in a certain direction. So as long as you're alchemizing, any of the negative emotions or dense emotions that are keeping you stuck. That's why you don't want to hang on to old perspectives or things or situations that are keeping you kind of just comfortable but stuck, because when the Tower card comes out, it's like releasing you and giving you more freedom from freedom out in the world to be who you really are, to go live the happiness and the abundance and to have the best relationships. So that's really coming in. And let me read this Scorpion. So the Scorpion, passionate, competitive, tends towards isolation. The Scorpion is a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very important to them, as are the very select few friends. Sometimes the Scorpion's heat festers and they focus on an unresolved event from the past, usually a situation where they were left feeling burned. The Scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual fiery but fun self. So you're being asked to really set yourself free with your truth. So you might have to have a conversation with somebody and really set up a boundary, or just let them know more of your truth so you can see if this relationship can evolve into something better. And then if not, then it's like this, you are getting into alignment with your truth either way. So you can really start this passionate, fiery new beginning towards what truly deep down is really, really meant for you, which is abundance, this soul abundance that is ever flowing and going to bring so much happiness and love and opportunity. But you can't hang on to the old relationships or anything that's keeping you stagnant. So have those conversations, be truthful, be honest with yourself, focus on the new and what you want to create so you can let whatever dense stuff go and not keep yourself stuck with old resentments or emotions from the past, because there is love and there is so much abundance, relationships, beauty, awesome things coming to you. Okay, Gemini, if you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Hi, Cancer. This is happening in your 7th house, but I'm pulling cards because, all these planets rule all a lot of the houses. So we want to see the overall energy that is happening. But yeah, this is a new beginning or a transformation that you're having with your relationships. The 7th house rules your relationships, and you could just be going through a complete transformation and alchemizing the way that you deal with relationships and your relationship patterns, releasing any patterns that haven't been serving you, putting up boundaries where there needed to be boundaries, becoming more aware of where you needed to be more aware of things. And so you can have really powerful soul aligned relationships. You might be facing your own shadows with the ways that you clinged on to relationships, or the ways that you self-sacrificed, any of the relationship dynamics that haven't been serving you. Getting back into your sovereignty, getting back into the core of who you truly are, so you can have the best magical relationships moving forward. Okay, so yeah, the Ace of Wands came out. So there is a passionate new beginning, maybe a spark is being lit, a whole new way to, it's usually, the wands is usually like moving from the spark, a new belief, a new way that you're being set free, a new thing that is just lighting your fire and calling you in a certain direction, just because it's really lighting your fire, and it's fulfilling you emotionally, because the Page of Cups came out too. So this is like emotional fulfillment coming in, and it could be from a person, a message from a person, or it could be some sort of creative opportunity that comes your way and you're like, should I take it? I don't know. But this could be an initiation with you seeing the the ways that things can happen and the ways that abundance can happen by you really listening from that place that is from your heart and from what you're feeling. Because sacral energy came out. You are getting a big creative boost. You might be, being pushed to create something. But you are in touch with the vision, with the magician that came out, and the star. You are getting realigned with the overall vision. Venus ruling your 11th house is your hopes and your dreams and your wishes. And yeah, you could be set free very easily towards like a random way of making your abundance, to getting easy career success and career gains. And yeah, it just comes from dissolving any limiting beliefs that you had and really just listening to that nudge. Uranus is always like a manifestation planet because it brings in something random. It's like gambling a little bit. It brings in a person or an interest or something random. And you go on a little exciting soul adventure and you like quantum leap to where you're supposed to be. And you never know how the path is going to go because it's always like zigzagged. But yeah, so now it's time to be open to that fire, to that passion, to whatever you're feeling emotionally, the message of love or hope coming your way, and really let that guide you. I mean, this is super positive because it's going to guide you towards foundation and achievement. The 4 card came out, so there might be a new way that you want to decide to move, or you live somewhere. You want to set your home and your family and foundation up in the way that really suits you now. But yeah, trust that vision that you're getting. And family relationships could definitely be healing. Maybe you're setting yourself free from karmic patterns or ancestral trauma in a way, and you're seeing it and you're feeling it. You're like, oh my God, I'm the first one in my family to release myself from all that crap and to do things in a different way. And sometimes it takes us a while to really see certain, like you think you're doing things, that is so much better than your parents and whatever. And then you like have some new clarity about like, your life and their lives, and you find parallels and you're like, oh, did it again, even though it's like a higher way of doing the ancestral thing. Now you're letting yourself do it in an even higher way. And so that's exciting. So you're lifting up the karmic line into more success and abundance and creating a true foundation that is part of the new earth and the new world. And the otter came out. So let me read the otter. Unobstructed joy, playfulness, contentment. Perhaps the most joyful creature within the animal spirit deck, the otter represents absolute bliss. Otter energy is the playfulness of a child available to us at any age. They have a giddiness and a reverence for life itself. Without the presence of doubt, worry, or skepticism, imagine yourself with a little more otter energy. What would life look like? What would it take to bring you there? The otter card begs these questions and wants to transport us into a precious place as soon as possible. The celebration awaits. Full of love, needing nothing, when in balance. When out of balance, gloomy sighs, make us silly excuses. Bring into balance by a dance party or celebration. So yeah, it looks like you're dancing your way into this new like beginning. And maybe the ways that you were too serious in relationships and you accidentally gave your power away to somebody else, or you just weren't like acknowledging like the deeper truths that need to be acknowledged in a more playful way. Like actually that hasn't been a major thing for me lately too, because it's like you could acknowledge the bullshit in like such a like blunt truth serious way, or you can do it in a playful way like, but remember that thing. We're not doing this again, and it doesn't have to always be serious. You can lighten things up in a playful way if you're dealing with relationships in an intense way, but you're evolving into higher relational patterns, higher ways to do relationships that is, going to create a lot of stability and security and really solid relationships. So yeah, with this, definitely follow your creative urges. Maybe cleanse your chakra, your sacral chakra. Something definitely wants to be creative. Something is moving through you from spirit to be creative right now. So look out for the twos, the synchronicities. I've been seeing a lot of twos lately. And yeah, something wants to be created. And it is going to be a new beginning that is in alignment with your manifestations. You have everything that you need right now and more to make this happen, the star happen, your ultimate vision, your ultimate goal. It's just up to you to really direct your energy and your focus to create this beautiful vision, and doing it in a playful, exciting way, doing it in alignment with spirit, following the signs, like holding the vision, then taking the inspired action. Yeah, that's what it was. Inspired action wants to be taken. All right, Cancer, if you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Hi, Leo. So yeah, if you look at your tropical, you might be dealing with relationships that are needing to go through some sort of transformation or evolution. And then, yeah, releasing the intensity so you don't have to get stuck in the weighed down timelines when it comes to relationships. Set them up from a place of sovereignty and more self-love, and see who really evolves with you. But all of this pileup happening in your sixth house, there is a lot of power with really bringing the attention back to yourself and into your work and into your daily life, in your routines and your projects. This is a powerful time where you could just have so much energy that wants to go towards creating like a corporation or a whole business. But yeah, one step at a time. You got to have patience, maybe, write everything down. But listen to these inspirations because they're really guiding you somewhere. Know that you can accomplish it if you're really feeling it. Really channel that energy into something. The sixth house is like eating healthier too, really taking care of your health and your diet and making sure that you exercise or do somatics. And also making sure that you're just not constantly keeping yourself busy to be busy, and that you are actually like finding a moment of pause so you get into alignment with what you're truly, supposed to be channeling this energy towards. Because with the trine to Uranus in the 10th house, it's like you could be getting just major downloads right now towards creating this bigger legacy. But you have to it's up for you you got to slow down, really get in alignment with your heart and that higher heart. And what are you here to create? What structure are you here to build? And yeah, going through a transformation with the staying in hustle, staying in grind mode all the time. That is literally not the way. Let me pull up this one thing. With the sixth house, I like to look at, power. If you don't know that book, Power versus Force, it's a really good book. Basically, we're moving into an era where we're going to be able to find a lot more abundance just by being in love, being in oneness, just living, being able to transmute all of these lower things into more gratitude. And so you can get up here. So you're moving in alignment with your true power, and, you're not forcing things. You're not on the grind. You're not in victim mode, because when you're in that, you literally can't see how you can make abundance. You'll be stuck down here. You won't receive those ideas. You won't really receive those nudges with how to take the best action in alignment with you and your soul and what is truly meant for you. And trusting that. And it takes practice because we've been so programmed to be in the hustle and be in the grind, and you're bad if you're not always in the hustle and the grind. But yeah, that was we were programmed that way, so we could never actually get into our true power. So Power versus Force is a very great book for this. And I'm pulling cards because this is happening in the sixth house, yes, but all like a lot of areas of life are going through transformation because all the planets rule, houses. Like the sun rules you. So you're going through a transformation also and being able to step into more of your own power. Okay. So what's coming out is the waiting game. So I think you might be receiving a vision and you might be very excited about it because this Nine of Pentacles, you know your worth, you know your value. You might be really seeing how you can make abundance in the Nine of Pentacles way, which is like knowing what you have to offer the world and, making abundance in such an easy, effortless, flowing way that feels good, that makes you feel abundant and at the same time grounded and secure. And your abundance can effortlessly flow in, but no, it is the waiting game for, the roots to really be planted. And this might be a waiting game with a certain relationship too. Maybe be patient with relationships because the two is about relationships, but also I've been seeing so many twos right now. And I think that is like, hold the vision so your roots can grow, like, and so the abundance can come in when it's supposed to, do less. Don't feel like you have to grind. Sometimes when you push things forward before they're ready and with not being in alignment with spirit, then it takes a lot longer for your manifestations to come in versus just holding the frequency, being like in love and oneness and trust and faith. And I think that's a big thing that's going on with you right now with the Saturn Neptune stuff going on. We're releasing all the old ways that we, had to like move out in the world that was more so down here. And by being able to have trust and faith and receive the vision, if you have the vision in your mind, it is like a reality that you're literally tuning into. It's just all about aligning with that reality on a frequency every single day and being more so consistent with that versus thinking you have to work, trudge, force, like everything. So the throat chakra, you might have to speak up. Sometimes voicing our manifestations out into the world make them happen a lot faster. But yeah, you might be going through a throat chakra activation. Oh, that's might be going on with me because my voice has been so weird today. But lots of new wisdom coming in that is, higher dimensional and yeah, just a little bit lighter because the fifth chakra is like the fifth dimension. So it's coming from the place of your true wisdom and your true knowledge. And it's going to ground you in a whole new way with your base chakra. You're finding your roots. I've been going through root chakra clearing so intensely right now. And I think that's why, like, you have to wait also because, like, you have to go through the root chakra clearing before you can really have that really solid foundation. So definitely be patient, let the clearings happen, rest. That's why this came out. The Four of Swords came out. Don't have anxiety with resting. You need to let yourself rest. You need to let yourself magnetize. You need to let yourself know that you are worthy. You are worthy of everything that you truly want, that you truly see, that anybody else has. You're purging so much. Like what the hell? Like this, like Saturn Neptune stuff going on in the 8th house. Like no other sign is going through this like deep internal purge. The fire signs are mostly, but I always feel like the 8th house is the most triggering house, obviously. So you're facing your shadows in such a deep and intense way. But once you do, your chakras are getting aligned and you're going to be a lighthouse towards what's meant for you. And you're going to be abundant in that easy, effortless way that makes you happy, that is more so in alignment with your purpose and what you're supposed to be doing here. But you got to let the purge happen. Okay. And yeah, lots of knights coming your way. I don't know if, single Leos, there might be a lot of options, I guess. So Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups, Page of Cups. I don't see a king here though. So that's the thing. Maybe make sure you're not wasting too much of your time and energy on the options. because you're manifesting in a king after this like eighth house purge, and after really knowing your worth and knowing your value too. So yeah, let me pull one more card for the dating life with that. Yeah, judgment reversed. Like you're gonna know who's the one, and like don't force anything, don't push it. Like you'll know when it's time, when you are getting in your divine union, when you are getting into that sacred partnership with your equal that has also done the work, that has also shed their own shit. Because I think I'm so psychic right now. There's like no, like I can't fall for bullshit anymore. Like I can't even pretend to fall for bullshit anymore. Like it, like like that's just how it is. So Leo risings, you're becoming insanely psychic, and instead you need to get in tune with your gifts, and speak up from there. Okay, so yeah, wherever you feel like you're having a hangman moment, that's literally just to be patient. Whoever's like in hangman energy, obviously they're not that special divine counterpart that's truly coming in. Your person's coming in when you get into the Empress, when you get into that divine feminine, when you harness your divine feminine, whether you're masculine or feminine, we have both energies, and all Leos are needing to harness the feminine energy and moving in flow with that, so you can magnetize all the right people and ideas and everything that is truly meant for you. And that's where I'll use these in a creative way. So maybe there's an opportunity that comes your way that is creative. Maybe there is a new journey that you can take that really lights that spark, that really wants you to move beyond your limits. And you're going to know what's right for you by truly like just staying in your center and knowing your worth. So let me read the earthworm. The earthworm is kind of like getting in tune with your inner child and kind of remembering like your dreams as a kid and being like, yeah, I was actually always meant to do that, but I had to wait a while to be able to do that. But you're getting in tune with that right now, that vision. Okay, so the earthworm, we all have felt the woes of the earthworm at some point along the way. The earthworm indicates a newbie or novice working to establish confidence in a new field. Others around you may seem wise and experienced, but it's important to remember that they once felt earthworm energy too. This is a reminder not to be intimidated or lose hope. Mastery takes time, and you're on the right track. Besides, rumor has it, a beginner's mind offers the most valuable insights. So when in balance, earnest, intelligent, valuable; when out of balance, self-conscious, apprehensive. So know that maybe this is a whole new venture that you're really going on. And it's important to be open to what really comes your way. There can be, a lot of offers coming your way. And don't be afraid to go towards the new. You're going to feel the call with what's truly meant for you. And if it's a whole new career or relationship or moving even, you're going to really know what's meant for you by being so strong in your feminine energy. And don't be afraid to start something completely new if it feels like it's aligning with your new vision for new earth. All right, Leo, if you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Hi, Virgo. This is happening in your fifth house, but I'm pulling cards because, there are so many planets going over Pluto. It's going to be affecting multiple areas of your life, including, Mercury, which rules you. You're going to be going through a transformation with yourself and your identity and maybe that the way that you see the world. I'm going to pull cards for an overall message. But the fifth house is you getting this turbocharged energy with your heart energy. The fifth house is your heart. It's like being able to really channel your creative energy towards, your manifestations, and not just towards the fun things, because the fifth house is like fun, flirting, like going out, drinking or whatever is fun to you, you could channel it towards that and towards just consuming. But in the higher way, like it's time to create something, it's time to manifest something, it's time to really listen to your heart and channel that energy into something that's really going to be long lasting and sustainable and a part of your legacy. With your fifth house being ruled by Capricorn, you getting back into your inner child and playing is a way that you can be a bridge for the new world. That's a way you can get into the higher visions of what can be created here and really, yeah, tune into the vision, ground it into this reality. Oh, wow. But some sort of love connection, twin flame came out so strongly for you because Swan is like the twin flame, and then the Four of Wands is the twin flame. So yeah, that makes sense with the fifth house. You're awakening to that higher unconditional love, and the twin flame journey is not easy for anybody. Like you think you want your twin flame, and then you actually go through the journey and you're like, what? What is this? What is reality? Yeah, it's a whole lot. And you go from heaven to heaven again to hell until you get like equalized, until you can bring heaven down to earth and like round again into reality. Okay. But yeah, high level soul connections can definitely be coming in that awaken you. And what happens with high level soul connections is that you're just really, you guys like are a part of like higher frequencies in a whole soul family. And it's like you recognize that in each other. It's less about like recognizing, I mean, you recognize each other, yes, but it is the energy that you're really recognizing. That's very familiar. So usually you guys are opposites, and that you have what the other one needs. And it's all about like getting rid of everything that you guys are not, or, have not been, that, all the programming, all the dense stuff in the chakras. So you can really like actually align in a higher way. So, but it looks like maybe if you were already doing that, because Saturn and Neptune have been in your seventh house, you could have gone through a major clearing with like old relationship stuff. And maybe this is a reuniting moment where, like the line came out, the Lyrans, I think, might be reuniting first because like we're supposed to be a part of creating the new earth. So yeah. It's been a journey. I've been on it. So like it took a while to get to this kind of awareness. So no matter where you are on your journey, know that you will find the right people to help you out with it. And yeah, it looks like you are making some sort of breakthrough, like Uranus breaking you through to new ways of seeing the world, to your soul purpose and your mission. You could be magnetized towards like some sort of opportunity, or you're excited about something random and it takes you on a adventure. It makes you shift your worldview. Be open to the adventure with the ninth house. Something can come your way that kind of like, takes you exactly where you're supposed to be. And it could just sound like fun, and it could be through a relationship. And yeah, the release disappointment, holding on to the past, especially when it comes to love and anything in the past that's just weighing you down and making you look at the past. If you're looking at the past, you're trapping your energy there, and you're not claiming all of your energy in the right here, right now, with how you can move forward into the new and be very excited into the new, because there is a whole new beginning coming. With the Ace of Pentacles came out, a whole new solid beginning. And this could be with money or just whatever in your life, but something to do with the base chakra. You could be going through a root chakra clearing and purging, so you can really make a new foundation that is very, very solid and very in alignment with the core of who you truly are. And the King of Wands, there is a need to kind of blaze your own trail. The King of Wands kind of sees a path, or kind of knows the path from a vision, and then takes action on it. just once you get that urge, once you like really get that vision, you just trust it and you go and blaze your own trail. And yeah, your masculine energy is definitely like sparking up to take you on some sort of adventure towards building, towards creating, towards just going where you need to be. And let me read the lion energy and maybe the swan energy. You're the only one that had two cards pop out, by the way, with the animal decks. So okay, so lion, patient, regal, a complete master. The lion is a master of the fire element and the living mascot of self-transformation. A lion personality, why can't I talk? Dedicates their life to personal and spiritual growth. This dedication inspires some and intimidates others. Therefore, the lion is respected by all, but intimately known by few. Some mistake the lion as hard to access or loot, yet those with the keener eye know better. Lions are observant, stealthy, and precise in their words and their actions. They do not waste energy or resources. This is a card to remind us that self-mastery is available to all, no matter where our quest begins. So when in balance, the epitome of peace and strength. When out of balance, withdrawn, too serious. So yeah, see where you can get into your heart and into playfulness and into love, so you can go towards this exciting new beginning, especially with relationships. Either way, with the Four of Wands, it's like let me pull the swan. Either way, like with the Four of Wands, relationships that are just part of soul family are supposed to come in. And those can be, romantic or platonic. But yeah, it's going towards more joy, more celebration, more creativity. And yeah, I don't know, something about your home could definitely be changing. But know wherever you're moving is exactly where you're supposed to be. So the swan, effortless creativity, sensitivity, mystic, elegant power. The swan represents heightened creativity in the Hindu mythology. The goddess Saraswati, the embodiment of language, creativity, and artistry, rides on the back of this graceful creature. The swan is ready to take us there to the fluid realm of writing, creating, and reflecting. This potent and healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly. When the swan card appears, your soul is calling for attention, for solo time. An inner voice is waiting to be heard. An inner vision is likely to be revealed. So yeah, listen to that vision that you're getting, because that's where you need to take action. That's where you really need to create. Your feminine energy is really powerful, or at least getting into that feminine energy is going to be really, really powerful and kind of lead to this new, exciting beginning that will set a new foundation and lots of love. All right, that was super exciting. If you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Hi, Libra. Okay, so this is happening in your fourth house. But this is affecting multiple areas of life because the planets rule multiple houses. So multiple areas of life could be definitely going through a transformation. Venus is crossing Pluto, so you're going through a transformation with yourself and your identity. Are you bringing that internal version of you fully external? Mars rules your relationships. So, you could be going through a evolution when it comes to your relationships. Sun rules your 11th house, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams for the future. And yeah, so let's see. And then, okay, so handle this energy towards your fourth house, which is your home. It is your roots. It is your foundation. You could be really, really pumped up to like move somewhere or to, just live where you really, really want to live. If you've hated where you lived, lots of people could be moving actually in the year of the fire horse, because we're, evolving into different versions of us. always means moving, usually, because we can't be in the same old places, in the same old patterns to allow the complete new version of us to really come in sometimes. Um, so even though it's hectic, know that if you're getting rid of stuff around the house, if you're getting rid of throwing clothes away, if you're, dealing with relationships in a different way, even if they were close relationships, these are all the things that you're supposed to be doing, going through an evolution so you can be in higher levels of relating and love and relationship dynamics, in ways of living that are fully in alignment with you. And for some reason, it's like, I don't know. It says like you might be bored, um, like you might be discontent and bored at home, and you are ignoring like the ways that you can actually live. A lot of people moving all over the world right now. I don't know if you've seen those social media influencers where they go live in a different country and they're like, the American dream is a scam. Like, I've been living here. They said it was dangerous. They said it was shitty and blah, blah, blah. But I went there and it was the best place ever. And the American dream is a lie. And it actually, if you travel a lot, if you kind of look at all your ways that you can possibly live, there is a lot to that. So know that you can manifest whatever you want when it comes to a home and a foundation and a family. Maybe you just have to move. And if you're not moving out of the country, maybe you're just moving to a different state. Like, I'm moving to a different state, I'm pretty sure, because California prices are so insane. And it's like not even worth it. Like, I've lived in a different state before. Funnily enough, the last time, I lived in Hawaii, then I moved to California. That was a 1 year. So we're moving into a 1 year again. So we're starting off a whole new cycle and we could be living somewhere new. But yeah, realize where it might have been keeping you stuck. You've been trapped in fear with like holding on to, maybe a foundation or a way that you thought abundance worked, but it was keeping you trapped and limited and not fully in the ways that you can fully make abundance. So realize wherever you're trapped in fear, this is the time where you can fully release it. You can see all your opportunities and all the abundant ways that you can truly live out in the world and that you can live abundantly, because there's a freaking castle back there. Do you know you can buy a castle in like Spain and Italy for like $2 million? Like, yeah, or yeah, like I think there was one, even because I looked last time I was in Spain, like $1 million all the way up to like $4 million. You can get a whole castle, and it is out in the middle of nowhere, but it's like you can live in a castle if you really want to live in a castle now. So it's that, I mean, for California prices, you can live in a castle instead of a regular house. You can live in a castle. So like, look at your options, see where you might have been keeping yourself safe, but stuck, but miserable. Because the Queen of Wands energy, your feminine energy, that Shakti energy is like lighting you up. I mean, when transits go through the fourth house, like you could be going through such an internal core purge. So you're releasing anything that's really not you. And then when you get in alignment with you, like your chakras go through a cleanse, you maybe have a Kundalini thing happen. Then you really know where you want to live, who you want to be with, all of those things. And then it's lighting you up, towards where you should go with a whole new vision, living life that is so authentic and in alignment with you, full of love, creativity, happiness, passion. But it's all about trusting that vision. So recognize where things have been out of balance. You have a tendency to give too much. So things could have been out of balance with a certain relationship or a job. Maybe you're hanging on to a job. Like I was talking to my friend, you can literally move to the Philippines and sell like 2 courses a month and live like a king there. So it's also another like way that like you can live anywhere. And set yourself free from a job where you feel like it's a dead end job, where you're not progressing, where you're just holding on to it for safety and security, because you're bringing down that higher vision, which is the Two of Pentacles. It's like you have this higher vision of abundance, and it's all about grounding it into reality and seeing the ways that you can do it. I do think there will be a relationship that does massively help you with the Chariot card. It's like finding the yin to your yang, the masculine and feminine balance. Or maybe when you make this move, this is where you find your person, but it's going to give you immense willpower to go towards this vision. And it seems like, partners in crime, but also the King of Cups came out. So I kind of love these two together, because it's like, I don't know, you need a fiery one, then you need a cool one to like cool you down or whatever. But yeah, this is like a king really listening to your intuition too, and having that vision, know what feels good. That's the best way we're going to be guided forward in this new year of the fire horse, is being in our body, what feels right, versus being in the mind, because being in the mind can limit you. Moving from your body and the intuition reprograms the mind to what's actually possible. The mind can be manipulated like no other. You know what can't be manipulated is these strong emotions coming up right now, and is your heart. It can't be manipulated. Okay, so the camel came out. Let's see what the camel has to say. So resourcefulness, independence, know oneself. The camel can, one sec, I had too much coffee. The camel can handle absolutely anything, as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. This wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenges with ease, even in the face of excess heat, judgment, or anger. The camel searches inside for the cool elixir of water to calm the solution. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance, fire and water. I love that. And being responsible for one's own reaction. The camel is a wonderful traveler and is especially fond of trips to faraway lands. When in balance, calm, content, sparkle in the eye. When out of balance, dehydrated, lacks vitality. Bring into balance by a pilgrimage. So yeah, if there's spiciness going on in your current relationship, know that you're just evolving into the next stage. So you guys can balance each other out. One has the cool waters, one has the fire and the vision and the expansion. And then you guys can really just be in alignment with moving forward. But know that, yes, you have a lot of calm waters internally to deal with whatever situation that you might be dealing with. But at the same time, it is time for you to take charge, towards and be in your sovereignty, and not constantly be giving yourself away where it can trap you. Okay, so yeah, I love that. All right, Libra, I hope this is very exciting for you. I love that. If you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Hi, Scorpio. Hi, Ophucus. Let's see what is going on for you. Okay, so this is happening in your third house. In the third house, anything can happen, because I feel like, this is just what you do in your everyday life. This is your errands, your chores, writing projects, social media, writing, reading, speaking, teaching, learning, short distance trips. And yeah, you can make magic happen here with the Magician that came out. This is happening in your third house, but all these planets are going through a transformation. So multiple areas of your life are going through a transformation, and I'm not going to go through them all, but definitely yourself and relationships, Two of Cups, are going through a transformation, because Mars rules you, and Venus rules your significant other, which is the seventh house. So the way that who you are in general, and how have you been externalizing who you truly feel you are internally, that could be you could be going through some sort of evolution with that. Like, how can you be that higher embodiment of yourself because that's the main thing with manifestation, is really knowing who you have to be the one that has all of your desires, and living your life every single day in a Delulu way until your desires show up in your reality. And Delulu isn't delusional. That's illusion. Illusion is like confusion, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But Delulu is just being very firm on your beliefs, because like you can have it all. You can have whatever you want, but you have to choose it, and you have to know it. And then you have to be consistent with choosing it and knowing it and remembering it and being it. Okay, so yeah, relationships, soulmate connections could be definitely coming in. So if there's certain relationships that haven't been working out, oh, this kind of makes sense too, because there's a trine to Uranus in the 7th house. So soulmate connections is coming in instantly. And this could be a high level soulmate connection. This could be like a twin flame or a soul, just a high level soulmate connection that comes in to help you with your mission and purpose, or you're just like doing the same evolutionary things right now. Yeah. And they would feel very magnetizing, because Uranus always feels like very magnetic. You feel like giddy, excited. It breaks you out of the box in some way. It's a different way of being in relationships. So really be open to who comes your way. And it could be platonic, but it could also be a romantic soulmate connection, which is like the 2 of Cups. So yeah, but yeah, I was getting this feeling. If you're having difficulties with relationships, it's because they're meant to go. You're not meant to hang on to everybody. You can set boundaries out of love. You can, at the end of the day, to evolve out of bad relationship dynamics, like you just stay in the center of love and who you are, and you don't like get into it, and you set boundaries. Then you see if they can evolve with you, but don't like hang on to relationships because you think you can fix them, or don't get into this also reminds me of like creation versus competition. There is no competition when you're just creating your own thing. So really just getting back into you and what you want to create versus like getting sucked into any drama. Because look at these, they're all drama. And by the way, they're all fighting because they have they have earth, air, water, fire. What's the last one? Earth, air, water, fire. But oh yeah, and the 5th one, ether, isn't here. See, they have earth, water, air, fire, but the ether like is what they're battling over. It's the black, like, because if they had the ether and if they were in touch with spirit, then they would realize like there's no reason to actually battle. So yeah, there's going to be some sort of spark that lights you in a certain direction that is creative, that is a new idea, a belief, or just some sort of passion that ignites you. That is igniting you in the right direction towards love, towards relationships that are really going to be fulfilling. Because there's definitely connections coming in, romantic and just co-collaborations where it's like, okay, you couldn't hang on to that one person because you were supposed to meet this person. And that could definitely majorly be happening right now because we're just entering a whole new era. So it is sad leaving people behind. But at the end of the day, you got to stop sacrificing yourself. I'm getting, that you just keep on sacrificing yourself. And there was a reason for that you did have to learn all the lessons and everything. But now it's time to go towards your vision of your hopes, your dreams, your happiness, and you're going to get it super, super fast as soon as you set yourself free from the drama and you know that you can create everything that you want. So yeah, random passion coming your way that's guiding you, a random spark, and then you're being called to manifest. The Magician card, you have everything that you need and more to start whatever you want right now. And if you do it, it'll go really far. It'll go really fast. I mean, this is such a empowering transit to just get tunnel visioned into what you're supposed to be doing. And this could be tunnel visioning into a creative project, monetizing your skills or talents, starting a blog, starting social media, starting a business. And yeah, like this is so much willpower, especially when Mars, which rules you, is conjuncting Pluto. It's like you're going to want to channel this into something. And that is like that something could probably build another empire like you're used to doing anyway as a Scorpio. Okay, so as an old soul, but yeah, you got to learn the not sacrificing yourself, being an empowered empath as an old soul in this reality. Okay, so Nightingale, you feel like you sense something that is calling you, that is vibrational. You know, you are sensing it before you see it, but you are sensing it very, very strongly, and it's pulling you in a certain direction, and it's going to bring more light to the dark. Okay, so Nightingale, fearless voice, speech, or communication. Oh yeah, this is your house of communication. So you could decide to write, you could decide to voice something online or to your group or to your community, and know that it's just going to bring more love to the situation. So the song of the nightingale is otherworldly. This simple brown bird, gotta make sure my mic, okay. The simple brown bird, almost unnoticeable among the flashy plumage of other birds, transports its listener into the realm of poetry. Nightingale energy is with us when we write, compose, and especially when we sing. It reminds us that music heals the deepest wounds. This card indicates a need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. Is there something you need to say? How long has it been since you sang? Turn it up, write it down, let it out. So yeah, that's so like synchronistic with that, that coming out for the third house. There's something that you want to express out into the world. And by you being fearless with that and just saying it, communicating it, it sets you free and it makes you more empowered and it sets everybody else free. And if you want to get into, music again, this Neptune Saturn is happening in your fifth house. So your creativity and music and art or any type of creativity like that, it would be so powerful to, channel all of your energy into something like that right now. And that could be very, very successful. All right, Scorpio, if you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Hi, Sagittarius. So this is happening in your second house of money and what you value, your resources, what you need around the house every day or in your everyday life to make you feel very solid and very secure. And yeah, this could be an opportunity to start a new income stream or a new business or to really monetize a skill or a talent. Or yeah, just really listen to whatever vision you have and start it because you can make a lot of money doing it. This could be an upgrade with your values. Like maybe you thought you would value something, maybe you manifested something, but you realize it's not actually truly in alignment with who you are at that deeper level. Maybe it is a little surface. And then you decide to go through an evolution with it, to kind of let that go so the new can come in. If you've been needing to ask for a raise or a promotion or, go after a job, like this is a very turbocharged amount of energy to really go after what you want and to be empowered with it, to really know your worth, know your value. Any limitations when it comes to money, it's time to obliterate all of that. You can make money however you want to make money, as long as you're not hurting anyone or scamming anyone. Like if you're really creating for the highest good of all and you're making money in alignment with you, you deserve to be abundant in whatever way that you see fit. So yeah, you could just be pushed in a very soulful direction when it comes to making money. with doing what you love, more of what you actually came here to do. And then let's see, second house, money, values. If you needed to get your teeth done, you could be going through a transformation with that. Okay. So the Magician came out. Yeah. And by the way, there's a lot of planets going through a transformation. All those planets rule houses in your chart. So it's like a lot of other areas of life are going through transformation. Mercury rules your 10th house, which is your career. Mars rules your 5th house, which is your creativity and your fun and the way you express yourself. So I'm just pulling cards to get the overall energy versus like going through all the houses, because there's a lot of houses. So the Magician came out. You have everything that you need and more to manifest whatever you want. It is time to make your dreams come true. And you just need to take the first step, and then the universe will kind of show you the rest of the way. Take that inspired action, hold that vision, take that inspired action. And it is more so about being and learning how to stay up here so you can flow towards the abundance versus like force and grind and being down here. The hustle keeps us enslaved. It's because then we can't be up here to where we can actually just be, and then learn how to be open to the ideas in the soulful guidance, so we can learn how to be out in the world with just being. So yeah, any ways that you have been moving in that lack mindset or out of scarcity, realize that we live in a very abundant world, and you just have to realize that and follow your passion and trust where you're being guided. Follow that passion, follow your excitement. I mean, Sagittarius, you already know how to like follow your passion, trust the vision. So, but this is a moment for you to definitely do it. And it's so funny, the same kind of message came out for Leo. But yeah, so rest. There's a need to be patient. There's a need to kind of stay in the right frequency up here. Hold the vision, stay high vibe, and know that you will be called in the right direction. Your passion is getting ignited. It's going to be some sort of new beginning, and it could be towards love. And it could be, just a creative project. But yeah, you're being called to create something with your sacral chakra. Your creative energy wants to be channeled towards your manifestations, towards building, towards manifesting. You are making yourself very magnetic towards your bigger manifestations. And yeah, there might be a transformation that you go through internally first with the Death card coming out. And, this might be some of you walking away from things and like really taking that leap towards what is truly meant for you. This is also a great time to kind of clear out anything around your house that is keeping you in a past version of yourself, an old identity. It's keeping you comfortable, but not really in alignment with that bigger version of you. And you kind of resting and clearing out the clutter is getting you ready for that higher timeline, when you're going to know when it's time to leap, when that passion ignites, and then when you get that spark and it's just whoosh, off, ready, go. But right now it looks like your resting time, you're getting into alignment, you're supercharging the core of who you truly are. And yeah, it's just your time to become that master manifester. And a lot of manifesting actually is not getting out of autopilot, which is all the actions, 90% of our actions that we tend to be in, because that's all the subconscious, our past programming, taking the constant actions. Instead, hold the frequency, be up here so we can reset the way we move things on autopilot. So we're taking more action out of love, excitement, creation, abundance, joy, peace, so we can create those higher timelines. And yeah, it just takes a little bit of slowing down first and getting to your core, becoming magnetic before you can go full steam ahead. This is also the most magnetic chakra. So getting in your creative energy, and if working with your divine feminine energy, is really powerful for you right now too. So dancing, singing, self-care, self-love, all those things to kind of boost up your creative energy. All right, Sagittarius, if you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. I did Sagittarius. I did. Capricorn, let's see what is going on for you. This is a big one for you. This is happening in your first house. So you could be feeling turbocharged right now, wherever you have been holding yourself back. I mean, this is a double whammy because, like, not only is your ruler on Neptune, there's also this action-packed stuff going on. Uh-oh. Capricorn, this is a big one for you. I feel like this is a double whammy, but it's in a good way because this is all very supportive. It's just like intensely transformational, and you could be feeling like you're on fire, like you want to go, like you know what you want, you know what you want to conquer and go after. And it's really just up to you to really allow yourself to shift your identity and who you are and feel powerful and confident, and just don't hold back to go conquer the world and to go build what you want to build and to leave that legacy that you really want to leave. And I feel like this is definitely like, yeah, maybe you were the goatfish the entire time, up until now, but now you're the dragon because Capricorn was actually always supposed to be a dragon. The goatfish literally makes sense if you look, no sense. If you look at Capricorn, the constellation in the sky, like you can see it's a dragon. It's a freaking dragon. And they just tried to get rid of the dragons this entire time. But the dragons are coming back and you're turning into a dragon first. I love the dragon energy because it is so, so powerful. This is all about, deep truths, so you can step into more of your personal power. This is allowing yourself to go through just a big, a personal change and evolution, and to really claim your vision, because the first house is where we have a vision. And, the best thing with manifesting is the first house. Like you have to embody it first. You have to act like that person who has it every day. You have to be it. You have to know it. You have to just live it. And then your manifestations can come in the easiest way possible. But I'm laughing at your cards because literally the Phoenix and the Black Egg came out. I mean, two mythic cards, like the mythic animals are like rare in the animal deck. So yeah, this is a very big moment for you. So we have the Queen of Swords. You do have a vision with what you want to create moving forward. I don't think you fully have spoken it out into the world or gotten really clear about it. Maybe you really won't fully get clear about it because, we have this Neptune, Saturn stuff going on. They will be conjuncting next month around the 20th. And then that's a whole new beginning with projects and the way you think. And maybe you get some clarity around then. But at the same time, don't hold back when it comes to your vision. The Queen, there might be some sort of divine counterpart energy going on, like a special relationship that you work with. Somebody has the, empathy and the compassion and the insights and the intuition with it. And then someone knows how to execute the plan. But this could also just be your internal divine masculine and divine feminine working more so in harmony towards this bigger vision. Oh, wait, the Queen of Wands came out too. So yeah, it's like you're also blazing your whole own trail. You're not asking anybody else for permission. And it's really up to you to trust yourself, to trust your heart. This is very supportive energy with this trying to Uranus in the 5th house, awakening your heart. What is your passion? What is your heart's desires? What do you want to create? What do you want to manifest? How can you live more in alignment in your everyday life and live a life that's fun, exciting, enjoyable, and not all hustle and grind? This was coming up for the fire signs, but I don't know if you want to read a good book, it's Power versus Force. And when you're in forcing mode, like you're in that hustle, you're in that grind, you're in that, lack, and just like limited, just lack mentality. And it keeps you down here. You can only get up here to create, that easy abundance. If you're in the being, if you're in gratitude, if you're in love, then you can receive, that insight. Then you can take inspired action every day. Then you can achieve your hopes and your dreams and goals in a lot easier way that's more so in flow with what you want and who you are. And maybe it's just you're going through a transformation with that. So you give yourself this full sovereignty. Like this just screams like sovereignty, sovereignty, sovereignty. You got your back, you got the plan, you got the inspiration, you got the emotional fulfillment, and just the vision that's going to help everybody out. This is like a manifestation that is for the highest good of all. That's not just for you. And you might be called to step up in a leadership role, actually. So, because it's just time, because we need more empathetic leaders also. But it starts all with knowing your worth, knowing your value. The Nine of Pentacles, she makes abundance because she knows she's abundant. She makes it with creativity and ease and enjoyment. Did you know that actually the definition of business is like something that runs itself without the owner there? Like I learned this the other day. That's not the exact definition, but if you have a business, it runs itself. If you have a job, like, you don't really have a business. So anyway, like a business is supposed to run itself. And I think that's like more of the energy of what we're stepping into in the new era, is to just let yourself have a business and to make money that is more so in alignment with you. So you can also just have more freedom and enjoyment in life. So things are a little bit hazy right now. Look out for the signs and the synchronicities to kind of go in the right direction. Multiple paths, not all of them are the right one. You got to wait until you get that fire, until you get that urge to go in the right direction. And then there will be positive movement forward towards infinite abundance with that 8, So that is creating, everything from the heart. When you create anything from the heart, that's really what brings you that effortless flow of abundance. So getting into your heart, trusting the heart. And then also just stepping into that bigger, bolder version of you. I'm not going through all the houses that this is affecting, because all of these planets are going through a transformation. They're all crossing Pluto. It affects all areas of our life. So it could be work, it could be relationships, it could be home, it could be everything. Like Mars rules the 11th house, so your hopes and your dreams are probably being revamped in some way. 10th house is ruled by Venus, so your career, your long-term goals. 8th house is the sun going through a transformation, where you spend your time and your energy, and your investments. Okay, so Phoenix card came out. So freedom from suffering and past karma, reincarnation. The Phoenix represents the transformation of our past. It doesn't mean running away from it, denying it, or burning bridges with rage. The Phoenix employs an advanced technique described in yoga as the burning of impurities through practice and dedication. You're becoming a more pure version of yourself before, you're letting go of major karma, major dense stuff, all of that. The essence of the Phoenix is with us when we realize we have been suffering for too long and something must change. We take a stand and decide to live consciously instead of being driven by the unconscious mind and its long list of fears and aversions. At that very moment, the spark of the Phoenix is lit, and the great bird helps us burn through our baggage. We no longer run from who we are, what has happened to us, or what we have done the stuckness and the dead weight fall into the ash, and a lightness and clarity emerge. As the stagnancy continues to smolder, the Phoenix lifts our spirits up, and we begin to recognize ourselves. Again, we may catch a glimmer in our eye that wasn't there before. Look closely. It's a sign the fire of transformation is upon your wings. So yeah, don't worry if you don't know yet. Maybe you aren't supposed to know until February, but right now you can pull the pieces together by following the signs, following the synchronicities. Let the universe guide you, because that's how you can get to that highest plan in the most effortless way. And the black egg. So speaking from an authentic voice, the truth. I think this is the throat chakra. Yeah, the throat chakra. So your voice is going through purification too. The black egg contains one of life's essential treasures. The truth inside of it resides no confusion, excuses, small talk, noise, or lies, not even white ones, no lies. Even white lies get you stuck. Okay. This living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or perhaps even public speaking. The sound draws in, books dawn on us. The concept of truth itself dawns in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself? And what is true about the world? When the energy of the black egg is not yet accessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things others want to hear, gossip, or repeat stories to justify our subpar behavior. We might even try to convince ourselves that we have no inner truth at all. The energy of the black egg hovers, and it waits for us to reconnect. It is available at every moment, in every situation. It's in our epicenter of truth, the birthplace of our voice. So yeah, that could, you're owning your voice in a whole new way. And that makes sense with Saturn and Neptune in the third house. And the more that you just speak your truth, the more you align with people that are truly meant for you. The Phoenix is the first chakra. So you might be going through a cleanse with like your home and where your foundation is, and what a foundation, and getting rid of all the fears of not having a foundation or whatever. Any of those, all the lower chakras have the most lack programming and everything. So you're going through a transformation with that, and you're getting in tune with the higher truth. I think you're definitely receiving higher messages, higher inspirations that are actually of the higher realms and everything. So it's important to kind of let yourself go through the cleanse, really let the density really shed. Don't worry if you don't know the vision and how you want to step up immediately, but you will know when you want to step up, because it'll feel good. You will feel emotionally aligned with it. And it'll feel like you're finally becoming you, you're remembering you. And then at the same time, you're allowing yourself to fully become you in a way that you never have before. So be patient with this, but massive moves towards abundance is definitely coming in. And it's coming in a way that is from your authentic truth and from who you truly are. So don't hold back. Time to be your authentic self and see who and what stays, and who or what just isn't aligned, because they will fall off either way. All you have to do is focus on you and your self-love and your own radiance, and see who comes in from there. All right, very exciting. Thank you so much, Capricorn. If you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Aquarius, this pileup is happening in your 12th house. So you have a strong connection with your higher self and the higher realms and everything, and higher information. You could be having insanely vivid dreams. You could be shedding a lot too, actually, when it comes to old programming, subconscious patterns, ways that you just limited yourself that you didn't even realize you weren't even aware of, but now you're becoming aware of it. Now you can be more empowered in that way, in that higher way. That is who you truly are, coming from that higher place, from your soul, that authentic, more authentic version of yourself. And all of these planets are going through a transformation. So I'm not going to go through all the houses, but a lot of areas of life are also being affected because of this transformation. And I would say it's even more so, they're even being more so cleansed for you, because planets that go through the 12th house, they're kind of ending cycles. So all these planets are also being rebirthed from your 12th house, also going over Pluto. So this is like a whole kind of rebirth moment. But Mars rules your 10th house. So your career and your long-term goals and your vision can be changing. Venus rules your 9th house, which is your overall vision, what your beliefs, your worldview, your Dharma timeline, what is meaningful to you, what is your purpose in life, and kind of going on that adventure in life. The sun rules your 7th house, so relationships can also be changing too. But yeah, let's see what the cards have to say, because, this is just a big transit that is getting us into alignment with who we truly are and what we came here to do. This is a deep, powerful remembrance. We're going deeper so we can go higher. And yeah, really get ready for the year of the fire horse. We're releasing everything that we're not. Relationships, timelines, people, situations, anything that's been keeping us small, so we can really allow that bigger essence of us to come in and be embodied. So yeah, the Magician came out for you. You are the magician. You can make all your dreams come true, and more. And you have everything that you need right now. So it's like, just do it. Just, take action, take the first step, take that inspired action, even if you don't know where you're going, because at the same time, your ruler is conjuncting Neptune right now. Yeah, your ruler is conjuncting Neptune right now. So there's a lot of haziness. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of confusion. Not all of the options are good. Don't be in your mind with questioning it. You want to be in your heart, because the mind can be manipulated. The heart cannot be manipulated. How you feel cannot be manipulated. So you got to listen to your heart. You got to get into your body with knowing what path is right for you, and follow those urges, follow those inspirations, follow that vision to kind of go in the right direction. And there might be a message coming your way. There might be an exciting opportunity, or just let me get some more clarity. I don't know why. It's funny, this same card came out with Leo though. So you might be partnering up with a Leo, with this, and aligning in your partnerships with a similar vision. Okay, yeah, it is some sort of like new way to make abundance, or new seed that can be planted, that is slow and steady, but it is in alignment with this inspiration, and it allows you to kind of step it up in a whole bold new way, where you do have a vision. The earthworm always reminds me of us having a dream when we were kids, and we were so fascinated with the world, and we always thought we would be doing something along the lines of this big, beautiful vision. And yeah, that's coming back. It's like there is a new beginning, a new way of doing something out in the world, a new way of being. Maybe this is a new career, a new job, a new relationship, a new whatever. But I think it's time to see how, just test it out. Be open to what the universe brings you, because it might be a fire sign that brings it to you, or an earth sign. There is some sort of message coming your way that can be some new opportunity, that can kind of bring you into this new direction. But overall, you're trusting your vision. The King of Wands has a very strong vision. He feels that impulse. He receives that whole download, and he trusts, and he knows, and he's going to go blaze his own path into abundance, because he knows it's right for him, and he knows he can do it, and he doesn't need to look at anybody else, and he doesn't need approval. So yeah, major messages are just coming your way. The universe is speaking to you loud and clear. I think you could receive so many brilliant insights or ideas, or something from dreams, following signs and synchronicities. really like listen to the universe. She's so ethereal. I didn't realize like her face was so ethereal, and looking at her in the mirror over there. But yeah, she's very, I almost want to read this card too. I haven't really ever read this card before. There has been some situations where you have been self-sacrificing yourself enough, and that was for a reason, but now it's time to pay attention to your visions and your dreams and where you're really going, because now is the time. And you might be learning something new, you might be doing something new. But like you feel it, you feel that urge, you feel like it's the unknown, but you're excited for it, and that is the right direction. So the earthworm, shy, hesitant, reluctant to share inner vision, but it's time to share that inner vision so you can find your people to work with. Because some people will be interested, not everyone's going to be interested, but this is also kind of the energy of like share your vision with a lot of people, or, you know, share that business idea to that investor. And not everyone's going to get it, but if you just keep on doing it, somebody's going to get it. And then you're off to the races. Okay, so we all have well, one sec. We have all felt the woes of the earthworm at some point along the way. The earthworm indicates a newbie or novice working to establish confidence in a new field. Others around you may seem wise and experienced, but it's important to remember they once felt earthworm energy too. This card is a reminder not to be intimidated or lose hope. Mastery takes time, and you're on the right track. Besides, rumor has it, a beginner's mind offers the most valuable insights. So know that, yeah, there might be something new, but I think you have a lot of insights from the past that have, you know, helped you come this far, that is going to be like very innovative to where you're going next. And the universe, you've come far on your journey, and it's time to be rewarded for your efforts. This card symbolizes completion, triumphant, peace, liberation, fulfillment. Everything you've strived for is within your reach. Meet it halfway and grab it. The universe is the last of the major arcana cards and reflects the work that you've accomplished on your travels. But more importantly, it represents the wisdom that you've gained along the way. You should now honor and acknowledge the truly wonderful soul that you are, and accept the vital part that you play in the bigger scheme of life. The world is yours to command, and you're free to travel in whatever direction your heart desires. You're connected to everything in the cosmos. The universe card is a reminder that the same energy is making up the stars in the sky, in the same energy that is coursing through the universe. That's an argument for this kind of astrology too, because like, how can you, anyway. Okay. It is in every individual. In ancient times, many believed that each star was the soul of one person's. They also believed that these souls shined so brightly to guide others through the darkness, and so you can too, your wise soul. I love this for you, the world. I'm so glad I read that, because I don't read the world card like that normally. Oh my God. So you are becoming that bigger version of yourself that just gets to shine and that just gets to radiate out in the world. And you don't realize, like, you know, getting out of the hustle and the grind. Like, I don't know if you've read Power versus Force, but when we're down here, when we're in lack, or when we're in hustle culture, instead of up here and being in love and just knowing and bliss and gratitude, this is where all the opportunities come from, and all the effortless abundance. And you don't really know how much you actually affect people when you are kind of getting into that higher energy, and you're getting into more embodiment, and you're letting more of your higher self be embodied. It really just does take your presence, you know, to do a lot of the work to really change people. And yeah, because I've had people come to me too, and they just feel my energy. They feel the calm. They feel like the joy, or, you know, they just feel like at peace, and they're like, it just kind of brings them back to their own center too, where you just do less but this is like, that frequency and that energy is just way more valuable, and gets a lot more done than you even know. It brings, it's just helpful for everyone. So know that this is about making your manifestations happen, but it's happening in that easy, effortless way that is more so in flow with your higher self. And go after this new adventure, whatever this spark is, whatever this new idea is, that's super exciting. You know that you're going to be in the right place at the right time. You're going to be able to easily conquer it. And also at the same time, this is the direction that you're supposed to be going in to implement some of your own vision that you might not even know yet. You're probably just get to be. The more that you just get to be, the more this effortless abundance is going to also be. All right, Aquarius. If you would like a reading, check out my link in bio. Hi, Pisces. So let's see what is going on for you. This is happening in your 11th house. So channeling all this energy towards your hopes and your dreams and your visions and co-collaborations that really mesh with you. Not being afraid to let go of old connections that are keeping you in a certain timeline or keeping you playing small. Yeah, so you can really connect with your soul family and your happiness. Holy crap. The Lovers and the Sun came out. Powerful love connections, powerful connections, abundance and happiness and soul alignment, definitely coming in. This is also the area of life of just easy abundance, easy career gains. And yeah, all these planets are going through a transformation also, and they rule like all areas of a lot of areas of life. Pretty much, a lot of areas of life can still be shifting. Like Mars rules your 9th house, your beliefs, your Dharma timeline, what gives you meaning in life, what your worldview might be changing. And yeah, the Sun rules your 6th house, which is work. The South Node is there. You're shifting the way you working smarter, not harder. And yeah, so I'm pulling cards to kind of like get the overall energy versus like rattling off all the houses, because it's a lot that is changing. Earthworm, that's so funny. This came out for Aquarius and Leo also. But yeah, the Lovers. So strong relationships coming in, that are like, soul family. It's kind of like you run into those relationships, you just vibe right off the bat, and it's comfortable, it's easy, and it might lead to some sort of co-collaboration with other people. Right place, right time. At the same time, I think there might be people like leaving your life, disruption, temptation. Don't, I mean, I don't think you'll be this guy, lash out or anything, but you're releasing yourself from, I think this is the Devil card, old attachments, old ways that you might have kept yourself small, and on those lower timelines. And this could just be people, places, things, situations, whatever. You're setting yourself free, because the 11th house is where you also set yourself free, because you're like, you see other opportunities, you meet other people, you see a different way to do things, you break out of the box and you're like, yeah, that's for me. So yeah, it might be a disruption. It might be like a lightning bolt coming in, awakening you, and all these places where you were kind of stuck and blocked off before, you're really like going to be able to shed all of that and get more so into alignment, because there is love, there is happiness, on the other side, where you're going to find that inspiration, and you're going to find where you really shine, who you really shine with, where you want to create. And it's just going to feel right. But yeah, you're going towards connections that, where there is an equal give and take, in relationships, where things are balanced, things are fair. There is a lot of abundance to go around. So yeah, wherever you haven't been seeing opportunities, it's time to take the blindfold off. It's time to stop staying stuck. This is a abundant universe. There is abundance everywhere. There is absolutely no lack. And it just takes us being able to shift our perspective, to really open up be curious, be playful to see like, how can we do things in a different way? And yeah, your higher self, the high priestess came out, is sending you really loud messages with what direction to go in, with where to go. Let me get another animal card. But don't be afraid to start something new with the earthworm, because there is maybe a new field or a new group that you go into, or a new career where it seems like, this is something completely new and maybe you have to learn. But when you jump into something new, the whole world can open up, actually. Like when you move to a completely different town and nobody knows you, you get to decide to be whoever you want to be. You get to decide whoever you want to connect with. And that's what leads to massive quantum, like timeline leaps, is when you just can leave whatever, like, just is not you anymore, so you can be this higher version of you that you're seeing in your mind and that you just get to embody. With Saturn and Neptune in your first house, that is what it's asking you to do. It's like, be this highest version of you and fully embody it. Take responsibility for that, because the first house is the most powerful manifestation house, and you can make your dreams in a reality, but you have to be consistent with embodying that version of you every single day, and being the energy of it at least every single day, so you can be a magnet to everything. You are the light. The moth came out. I don't think you're the moth, but I think you are the light. But at the same time, the moth, I think you're sensitive to frequencies, because the moth, Pisces, obviously, you're sensitive to frequencies. And it's time to just follow that wonder again. Let yourself open up to the wonder, follow the good vibes, because that's taking you in the right direction with where you're supposed to go. And that's how the universe will kind of show you where you need to be, where you need to go, where you want to go. Okay. Moth, impulsive, hasty, wishful. The moth is sure the grass is greener on the other side. Moth energy is at play when we're attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout. It's helpful to remind moth personalities that life is complex no matter the illusion. No one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of the great journey. Practicing life as the infinite mystery rather than wishing it was easier or different. When in balance, enthusiastic and whimsical. When out of balance, idealizing others, jittery. Bring into balance by finishing a project. Okay, so you're seeing life in a more serious way than you normally would right now with Saturn in your first house. But this is crystallizing your vision, where you might be scattered and dreamy and all over the place normally, you're able to like really focus and crystallize your vision into reality. And it can be very, very powerful. What else? Oh, yeah. The law of as within, so without, I forget what one that one is called, but either way, it doesn't matter where you go. Like, as long as you're changing the internal world, that is the most important thing first. It goes internal world when it comes to creating, then external, because everything that is inside of you is what you have been creating already. And the more that you can become clear of what is internal, the more you're going to be able to clearly make your dreams externally, in the best way, in the highest way possible, in the most exciting way. So this is an abundant new chapter coming in, and it's coming from this knowing, this remembrance of who you really are, what you came here to do, the two with creating something, and it's going to lead you towards the right relationships and a lot of soul connections, and more of your happiness, your joy, and your limitless self, where you get to just radiate who you authentically are. And, so you can make that abundance. And yeah, maybe you're doing something new, taking a leap, releasing old relationships or, whatever was keeping you stuck. But no, you're going towards a lot more light. It is super rare when the sun and the lovers come out together. So this is like a super strong soul connection coming in. Tap into your divine feminine energy, do the divine feminine energy work, listen, receive, journal, write down those downloads. And yeah, you will receive major, major guidance to go be pumped up and create your hopes and dreams and visions in the most effortless, exciting way. Yep. Yeah, because I like this trine to Uranus because it's like sudden downloads coming in. So maybe you just write something. Maybe this is a project or going viral on social media. You could easily go viral on social media with just a random idea that hits like with this energy going on. So I love that. All right, Pisces, thank you so much. If you would like a reading, check out my link in bio.